The Emmy Burger, probably one of the most famous burgers in NYC and also in the world, created by Emily and Matt Hyvland when they opened their restaurant in Brooklyn. It was meant to be a pizza restaurant with focus on new exciting flavor profiles and toppings that you hadn't found on pizzas before. But they also created a burger, and little did they know at that time that the Emmy Burger would be one of the most famous burgers in the city. They only created 24 patties of this burger during the week, and that created a huge line outside because people wanted to try this burger, but the stock of it was so low, so it created an enormous hype for people who wanted to crave it. We are here outside their sister venue in West Village, and of course the burger is the reason why we are here, but we are gonna test some other stuff from the menu as well. So let's see if this burger still lives up to the hype and if it really is one of the best burgers in NYC. The dining room is simply decorated and has black chairs and wooden table, and it's a very nice atmosphere in here with good music being played in the background. Let's see the menu, because of course we're not only gonna try the burger, but also see what other stuff they has to offer. They have a nice selection of starters here, but I think I will go for something light, because besides the burger I want to try the pizzas. The pizzas are of Detroit style, meaning that they're baked in a tray with the cheese drizzling around the edges and being nice and caramelized. So let's see what type of pizza I will choose. I can see that they have a lot of interesting toppings here to choose from. I chosen to have the Caesar salad as a starter because I think it's a pretty good ballpark of seeing how a restaurant performs, and that has to do a lot with the actual Caesar dressing itself, so let's see how this one is. Flavor-wise, I have to say that they know what they're doing. The Caesar dressing was tasting exactly how it should be, and I really like the presentation here where they build the salad up like a stack like this and a generous amount of dressing, and then you have, instead of bigger breadcrumbs, a little bit more crumble, and you have a generous amount there also of the parmesan, and you have the anchovies also there on the top. The price for this starter was $16, and I think that was a pretty fair price for the amount that we actually got in on the plate here. And my only complaints on this starter was that the Caesar dressing, even being good, it wasn't distributed as much as I wanted on all the salad leaves, but we're covering maybe 50% of it, which meant that actually eating the salad I got, some parts with dressing and some parts without, which isn't optimal in a salad like this. As a drink with the starter, I actually tried one of the cocktail, and this was called My Little Coconut, and it was a combination of spiced rum, pineapple, orange and coconut cream. It had a very nice balance and a freshness to it, and I enjoyed drinking it a lot. And the price for this was $15. And now finally we get to the burger, and what a beauty to look at here with the toasted pretzel bun. You have the double patties of dry aged beef, you have the special Emmy sauce with gochujang, caramelized onions, American cheese, pickles on the side and waffle fries, and a little bit of ketchup there also. And apologize from the beginning here, I often complain on people who are not eating the burgers by hand, but this one was, even for me, a little bit too tough to actually handle by the hand, and therefore I went with the knife and fork. Flavors here are just incredible. There's so much flavors going on, and there's so many different dimensions on the flavor profile here. You have the dry aged beef, which is just, so succulent and nice and dry aged there with the umami effect. And then you have the chewy pretzel bun. You have that special sauce that is, a little bit of heatness and complexity in it, the sweet onions, the cheese, and it's just a very good harmony on it. And I really understand why this is one of the best burgers ever produced in NYC and also in the world. Together with this, I had a Pilsner from the Bronx Brewery, and that was a really good thing to have with the burger. It was fresh and light and fizzy and really lightened up the experience, and was a really good flavor on the actual beer itself. I really think that if you haven't tried the Emmy Burger before, it's one of the burgers that you really need to try. And I know recent years, smash burgers has been so much of focus, but it's so enjoyable to actually have a more thick patty that is caramelized on the outside and a little bit medium in the inside and very juicy. It's a different experience, and I do appreciate that a lot. For the pizza I went a little bit conservative here because I really wanted just to taste the flavors of the actual pizza dough and the sauces in a very clean way. So I went with Lucca here, which was basically just tomato sauce, and then there was some parmesan, and then you had fresh burrata on top and a few basil leaves. Simplicity sometimes is a real joy, and I really think that they have succeeded on this pizza. I very much like the Detroit style here with the cheese that's being caramelized all around the edges, and you might think that because it's a thick pizza that it would be quite heavy, but it's very light in the bread texture in the middle there, and just having these fresh ingredients with a very nice tomato sauce and some burrata and basil, it's a really nice classic combination, but it works every time here. So really good pizza, very much liked it. I was pretty stuffed here after all of these dishes, and I didn't have room for dessert, so I'm gonna place the scoring on this restaurant right now. And I have to say that I really enjoy these neighborhood restaurants that are specializing in a few things on the menu and really doing them really well. So I'm gonna place the food scoring here at 86 points. I think that the burger is the best thing on the menu here, and you should definitely go to any of the venues that they have and try that burger. It's a real star. Service-wise, I think that everything worked well during the evening, but I was missing maybe a little bit of attention on some details. But I mean, it's on a good level here, so I'm gonna place that score at 84. And finally coming into the value scoring here, and all things considered, I think, there are some high prices here on the burgers and the pizza, but it is very quality dishes that is coming out, so I think it's actually great value to come here. You will have a really good evening with good food and you won't be broke after it, so I'm gonna put that point at 87. And that brings end from this episode from Pizza Loves Emily restaurant in West Village. I hope that you have enjoyed it, and I hope to see you next time where we review somewhere else. Bye bye.